Log and key, it has been a student problem for a very long time. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate on how to work it out. Welcome to Radiant Academy. We help students to understand, not just to memorize. On today's topic, we are going to talk about enzymes.
Radiant Academy. Radiant Academy.
Go.
We are sharpening minds for success.
Okay, firstly, we are going to look at the keywords that confuse most students or high school students. So when we talk about enzyme, we are talking about the biological catalyst that speed up chemical reaction. So, which means enzyme is the part of catalyst. It's not the only one catalyst that is there. The catalyst are those things that speed up reactions. So enzyme is part of those things. So when we talk about enzyme, we are talking about the biological catalyst, which means it's the part of catalyst. So every time when the students were asked to mention or to list the catalyst that they know, they think the enzyme is the only catalyst that exists. There are so many catalysts that exist that speed up reactions. So which means enzyme is just the helper. How jadi joka hanola how? Enzyme e teng mono ho speed up the reactions hore collect matswai o tla hlokahalang. So when we talk about substrate, we talk about the substance an enzyme works on. Enzyme ntwena e sebetsanang le yona mohlala ha o ja dijo ha ebe enzyme e tlo sebetsana le starch, that is the substrate. So when we talk about the product, now we are talking about that ntwena e lobaneng e produced after hore enzyme e sebetsana le substrate. That is the product, because the substrate now is changed to a new substance. That's the product. So when you talk about the active site is the special region on the enzyme where the substrate fits. You know, enzyme is na nandimi futa, mi enzyme itenyetseditswe matswai itseng kapa di substrate tse itseng. You know, the substrate starch, it has its own enzymes. You know how substrate e nngwe e tla be na le di enzymes tsa teng. That's why also na le protein active site. It simply means that the enzymes the region e lobaneng the enzyme e kgona hore e fit on. The region e lobaneng the enzyme where the substrate fits on. You know substrate mo e kgona hore e fit teng. That is the active site. So when we talk about the optimum temperature, now we come to the point whereby most students get it wrong. The optimum temperature has a temperature ka hodimo e lobaneng the enzyme di ka sebetsa ho yona. But it is the temperature at which an enzyme works faster. Which means when we talk about optimum temperature, that is the temperature at which enzyme works faster. So which means optimum temperature, optimum equals to the best conditions for enzymes. So now let's come to the denatured. Also another keyword that confuses a lot of students. Denatured means the enzyme has lost its shape and can no longer work. Even though the enzyme does not change the shape when it speeds up the reaction. That's where we are saying this enzyme is denatured. It can no longer work because it has lost its shape. So which means denatured equals to destroyed shapes. Now let's come to the point that I said most students got lost. How enzymes work, log and key. Enzyme equals to log. Substrate equals to key. Active site is that whole. How to read that log the key, the snortolosis. The substrate, the enzymes work on that key. So that hole is the active site whereby the substrate is fitted in so that the enzyme work on that substrate to turn it into the final product. So some of the conditions that affect enzyme activities or enzyme activity is temperature. How is temperature affecting the enzyme activity? If ever the temperature is too high or too low for the enzyme, each enzyme has its own temperature. It has a temperature. So if ever that temperature is a email enzyme, nature. pH. pH some of the enzymes pH on the certain pH. So if ever the pH email, that enzyme is going to be denatured. Now let's come to the last point, substrate concentration. If ever the enzyme has to work on the substrate and that substrate is too concentrated, that enzyme it will like very slow because it's concentrated. So most students think enzyme is the key. No, that is not the case. Enzyme is a lock because it's the one that works on the substrate, which is the key. By saying this, that brings us to the end of our lesson today. If ever you find this helpful, please like, share, subscribe, and follow Radiant Academy on all internet platforms for more quality lessons like this one.